Hi, Carrie. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Lindsay.
Good morning, Leila.
Good morning.
We have lots of people in here, so.
Good morning. Nice to meet you, Lindsay.
You too.
I'm so sorry about the delay.
No problem at all. I
I was
appreciate you
just
working on that for me.
nice to meet you.
We're gonna be setting it up on our
I'm so sorry
over here, so we're not echoing.
I was just on that.
We're gonna be setting it up on our over here, so we're not echoing.
I think I'm echoing too, and I shouldn't be. I think I'm echoing too, and I shouldn't be. Actually, I'm just being delayed for some reason. For some reason.
Leila, you got some really bad interference there.
It's not me.
Leila, you got some really bad interference there.
It's not me.
Leila, you got some really bad interference there.
It's not me. It's not me. It's not me.
Good morning, Big
Mike.
Mike.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Renee. Hi, Scott.
Good morning. Good morning.
Katie. Brand new Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Good morning. Carrie just joined us this week. Cynthia Tomasino. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Daniel.
Morning.
David Castle.
Good morning.
Eric Medina. Good morning, Ezra. Congratulations. You guys are selling stuff. It's awesome. My favorite cowboy, John Evans. Good morning. Layla. Numero uno, Paul Dokis. Good morning, Paul. Roger Clark, Rosie. So, good morning, everyone. We'll wait just a couple minutes and then we'll get started. Wait for a few more people to file in.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning. Excited to be with you, excited about this year, and just so excited about our future ahead of us. We've got some really amazing things happening. And, you know, a number of you guys joined in by John's Corner last month, and I told you a lot about the inner workings of Agent Inc. and a lot of what's going on behind the scenes. And we talked about the market, and I gave you some market recommendations. And we're going to be doing that again in about 2 weeks. You'll start to see invitations for John's Corner, but we're going to have some really amazing announcements coming out to all of you over the next couple of weeks. And it's super exciting. You know, we have always intended to build the best platform in the world so that you can have the best chance of success. And guys, you know, the vision is really coming together. We've got some terrific backing and some just amazing things happening to the platform. So we're, you know, a lot of hard work over the past few years is becoming fruitful and just super exciting. I just can't wait to share more detail about it. So be sure to tune into my John's Corner. I think we'll be ready to share a lot about what's going on behind the scenes. You guys know I love auctions, right? Scott always says that. John loves auctions.
Yep.
And of course, you know, we have Agent Auction, and I'm on the board of Concierge Sotheby's auctions. And it's just fun because, you know, you're in and out of these deals in roughly 60 days. The fees are bigger. You attract motivated real buyers and sellers, not people that, you know, sellers that are pie in the sky, wait forever to get their number. And so I just love it. I mean, I love the excitement of it. I love the hammer and kind of the last few minutes of emotion and anxiety and excitement. And it's all great. It's really, really fun. And so I'm very pleased to announce today that we have Sue Demarest joining us. Sue is with Concierge Sotheby's Auctions, and she is helping us with two properties right now, 356 Dahlia and 358 Dahlia. And, you know, Sean's sharing that listing with me, and Concierge Sotheby's Auctions is just doing an amazing job. And I'll let Sue tell you more about what they bring to the table when we bring them into a listing. It's unbelievable. It's a multiplier times 100. Sean would tell you that you know, we were sitting there with that property, one or two calls a month, really no chance of selling it. And the first day that it hit the auction block, we had 32 buyer leads, and it hasn't stopped. And so it's fun, it's exciting, and it works. So I'll let Sue tell you more about what they bring to the table and how that's working. And you know, I really hope to do a lot more of this year. My inner core team knows that I want to do one of these a week because I just think it's you know, shelf lives. If you look at data, shelf lives, especially in the luxury market, have extended, and you know, so there's more of an audience that wants to make things happen sooner than later. And so it's just a wonderful time to pursue this opportunity where it fits. It doesn't fit, obviously, in every situation, but there are a lot of growing situations where it does make sense. So I want you to be more familiar with it. I want you to understand the benefits to you as an agent. And we'll spend a little bit of time, about 10 or 15 minutes with this group this morning, going into detail about how this works. So Scott, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, that's quite a picture of that property on Thalia going from one showing or one call a month to, what'd you say, 32 calls the first week it is exposed with the auction. First day. Unbelievable. And Sue, I'm sure you get all the credit for that. So welcome everybody. So much going on. I'm going to spend a couple minutes on market statistics, which are very intriguing starting the year. And these are Southern California numbers that were updated last end of the day Thursday from Stephen Thomas. But you know, the trends are the trends. They vary some, but really, you know, it's like water in a bathtub. You know, it might vary, you know, with splashes, one side's higher than the other, but it's still water level that really has a consistent thread. And active listings, it shows that as well. In fact, nationally, active listings are down in January. SoCal, very interesting with the active listing picture, because we started January 1 with I don't remember, Thursday, 21,639 active listings. Historically, in January, and this applies nationally, but more so Southern California, we average a 13% gain in active inventory for the first month of the year, January 1 to the end of January. We average a 13% gain. This year, active inventory in Southern California went down 5% to that number I just mentioned, 21,639. Now, no one predicted that. There's quite a difference really between a historical 13% gain for the month of January and a decline of 5%, but that's intriguing. Now, contrast that to demand, which in January is relatively flat. And if you've been in this business a long time, there's something magic about the Super Bowl, which is this Sunday. And it seems that everything's just sitting. And then the Super Bowl comes and boom, your real estate market goes. So demand historically is just absolutely flat first month of the year, first 6 weeks of the year. Gang, demand in SoCal in January went up 31%. Number of escrows in SoCal increased 31% in January. That's insane. Nobody projected that. So it's very intriguing. And what does it mean? Stay tuned and we'll find out. One of the things John did so masterfully at the John's Corner a week ago is he brought such an economic perspective from really such a broad spectrum, and you see that no one's got a crystal ball. You have experts on, you know, every opinion, and so look, I want to bring you these statistics so you're up to date. Not because now we have a crystal ball, we can say exactly what's going to happen, but our clients are depending on us to give them updated, accurate information so they see a path to accomplish their goal. I'm working with a buyer today. These are things this buyer needs to know, because you know, they're assuming the trend from the second half of last year is only accelerating, where every day I have more cards at this poker game. I'm going to take the seller out at the knees. I'm going to get everything I want. Well, you know, the market statistics are so critical to help a buyer see that they could miss out on a house they love because we didn't help them manage their expectations. And they're going to look back and go, dang it, I had a house I loved. I mean, I was so short-sighted. I thought I'd get a 20% discount. I missed it. Now I can't find another house I like nearly as much. And by the way, prices aren't tumbling. So I'm really I'm really losing on both ends. So very interesting. Actives down in SoCal, demand surging 31%. So that's an increase of 2,281 pendings. We're sitting as of last Thursday with 9,600 properties in escrow. And again, there's two sides to every sale. So that is, do the math, 18, that's 19,200 transaction sides in escrow in Southern California at the end of last week. Now, if you're telling yourself, oh, there's just no business going on, no buyers aren't going to buy and sellers aren't going to sell, you gotta kind of snap out of it here. 19,200 transaction sides in escrow right now because demand surges 31%. Are you hearing this from anybody out there? No. And so this is the beauty of staying informed with the market. Now let's carry this one step further to actual days on market, which, as you know, is a combination of what active inventory is doing, supply, and what demand is doing. Obviously demand, supply and demand. So we started the year in January in SoCal with a market time, days on market. Anybody want to take a guess? We were slightly over 100 days on market, which is not crazy, but put this in your perspective. You all know we've been talking about it. Historically, 60 to 90 days market time is a seller's market. 90 to 120 is a balanced market. Over 120 is a buyer's market. And we started the year SoCal over 100 days market time. By the way, today meaning last Thursday, when I recorded these stats, it went from over 100 days on market SoCal January 1st to last Thursday SoCal market time, 68 days, over 100 days to 68 days in a little over a month. By the way, the 3-year average prior to COVID, this time of year, SoCal, 75 days on market. So we are now below the 3-year average prior to COVID. Very interesting. Very interesting. So stay tuned and let's see where this is going. But what it's clearly showing by a trend is that by the time we get into March of 2023 in Southern California, we're going to see days on market down in the 50s. Very interesting. And of course, that speaks to quite a balance in the market. And who today of your sellers and your buyers, who desperately needs this information today? And the answer is, your buyers need this information because they're the ones thinking that I'm just going to take over the world. I'm going to get everything I want. The buyers desperately need this information to have perspective. So part of being a student of the market is helping bring the relevant statistics to your specific client's needs. I mean, this is not what I'm emphasizing to a seller right now, because you know what they're going to think? Hey, happy days are here again. I'm back in the driver's seat. I can do anything I want. I can sell my house over comps. No. That's not going to happen. In fact, one very unusual dynamic with our current market is normally 68 days on the market in Southern California would be a seller's market. It's really not right now. It's just part of the interesting dynamic of what we're dealing with. So, boy, is it a gift for you to have this detailed information, be able to put it in context and bring it to your client as it relates to your client's specific need or want. I hope that's helpful. Gang, being good at analyzing the market right now makes you a commodity to buyers and sellers. They're looking for perspective. They're looking for things in context to say, how can I accomplish my goal? And you get to lead them. So very interesting. I'm intrigued by this. Stay tuned. We'll see where it goes. Back to John's Corner. Go back and watch that, because you're going to get experts, really, legit experts with different opinions on where the market's going to go, and no one has a crystal ball. And thank God we don't have to. We do not have to have a crystal ball to help our clients accomplish their goal. And yeah, I'm loving this market. I'm loving the opportunity that we have in it. You know, there are a lot of agents that are going to have their best year ever in 2023, a lot. And you know, look back at our journeys. Many of us have been through many market cycles. When John McMonagle started his real estate practice in Orange County, the market was in rapid decline. And what, John, 18 months into your career, 2 years into your career, you went from obviously having zero. You wanted to farm Lido. It took you 6 months to just get anything. But then in a declining market in 18 months, you accelerate to just taking over in a down market. It happens over and over and over and over. And I want it to help happen to you, and it can. But it just takes the mindset, the knowledge, the information, the game plan. We talked about this at the Monday morning mastermind yesterday. How are you going to talk to people so you even have a chance to show them what you know about the market and find out what their needs are? So how are you going to talk to people? The agents that are engaging and doing it right now, this market has no limitations for them or for us if we're part of that. In fact, I had a text from one of the people on the Monday morning mastermind yesterday, because the challenge was, how are you going to talk to people today? There's no wrong way. I got a text. I went to the beach today. I talked to 3 people. One of them's going to be a lead. That's just amazing. And just a reminder, there's no wrong way to talk to people. But on this topic of looking at what the successful agents are doing and have done, you know, in past adjusted markets, I asked Renee Burley to spend a few minutes sharing her story, because Renee is a veteran, absolute pro, and such a class act. Renee was on the East Coast during the Great Recession and did remarkably well. And I was talking to Renee at the beginning of the year, goals and all. And, you know, last year, Renee didn't have, it was, of course, the first half of the year, the market's roaring and all. Renee was saying last year I wasn't that engaged in the market because I had life issues happening, family needs and different things. And, you know, and that's part of life. And boy, do I respect the people, even the most successful real estate professionals, is that when a season of life comes, when it tests your priorities as to what you need to focus on, that like Renee did, she said, hey, family's the priority. And so didn't do a lot of real estate, didn't do as much as she wanted to do, but said, I'm going to make it up this year in 2023. And we're talking about the market. And it was so clear that the fact that the market's adjusted had absolutely no bearing on Renee's focus and goals and plans to just grow and make up really for last year and have an amazing year. So I said, Renee, let's talk about that at a sales meeting. And Renee, maybe it'd be great to just give everybody a little background on your career and what you were doing on the East Coast during the Great Recession and how you grew then. And from your experiences, what you are planning to do now in our market in 2023. Thank you for taking time to, share with us.
Oh, thank you, Scott. And thank you for that great introduction. So I've been in real estate for 28 years. So I've seen the ups and downs. And I've also seen and been with and experienced many agents who are really quick to dwell on a downturn. I've never really thought of anything as a downturn, but an opportunity to explain to people who don't do what we do every day, of how to look at an opportunity, whether it's a seller or a buyer. And back in 2006, 7, and 8 was probably the biggest challenge hopefully all of us will face in real estate. I sold more houses that year than I had ever sold because of supply and demand, people needing and feeling that they wanted to invest in themselves. And when we look at it, back in 2020, when the whole world is in a pandemic, everybody most everybody had the best year they ever had. So if you look at statistically, oh, everybody should have not been buying and selling houses. People shouldn't have been spending money. People were overspending money. So now we're in a market right now. And because I had to take the year off because of a family tragedy, but I've had to come back as if I hadn't been in the market for a year, and I'm socializing. I'm back to all of my, things at the club and this kind of thing. And everybody asks me and says the same thing. Oh God, Renee, real estate, God, it's really bad right now. And I am like blown away by this question. And I was sharing it with Scott that actually it's quite the opposite, that right now, being a buyer in this area, Southern California, because it's not the same in other parts of the country, because I still have friends on the East Coast and it's much different there. But here where we're so blessed to live, is that if you're a buyer, you are now gifted pretty much, you can ask for an inspection. Imagine that. You can not pay, $300,000 and $400,000 over price. You can do some negotiating with closing timeframes in that. And if you're a seller, you live in Southern California, so maybe you're not going to get the, inflated prices before, but you're still getting amazing prices that will always stay steady because you're investing in an area that most of the world wants to live. We sell the dream here. So even when I get very people who maybe have only bought one or two houses in their lives, they say, oh, I'm going to wait till the interest rate goes down. And my mantra for that is, you can never change what you pay for a house, ever. If you pay over, like many people did, that you've paid over. If you get a house for a fair price, you can't change that. If you're lucky enough to pay a little bit under or negotiate, that's what you'll always have. But you can change that interest rate that maybe you don't like, the first 12 months. You can change your interest rate is, 50 times if you want to be that refinancing person. So it actually right now, I feel and believe 100% is to educate the people that you see and tell them this is a great opportunity for buyers and sellers, that everyone is winning. There's still a huge supply and demand here, but the sellers are getting a very, very fair price, and the buyers are really able to come up with a dialogue with the sellers to maybe get one or two things that they would not have gotten a year and a half ago. So that's what I use. And it's been really, I kind of get on my high horse about it a little bit because I feel so strongly about it, but it's being received so well. People are like, oh, I've never thought about it that way. So that's how I'm engaging with people about the market.
Just hearing your calm confidence in the way that you explain it made me confident, made me kind of calm, and just I'm listening and going, yeah.
Show you houses today, Scott.
Perspective, helping people with perspective. What a gift. You know what? That's not just worth one commission. That's worth a huge commission, helping people with perspective and hope and a path to accomplish their goal. And gang, while we're getting good at this, most of our competition are in meltdown, just wondering what's going on. I don't know. They don't have any confidence to talk to anybody about what Renee just said. And I just see this as such an exciting opportunity. And the examples in our company of people that have done this over and over and over in an adjusted market, it's insane. Talk to all of them. I mean, Mike, you were a top 10 team in the country for Prudential Berkshire Hathaway. Well, Prudential back then, in an adjusted market. I mean, what a gift that we've got so many people that have lived this and see exactly how to move forward and grow. I'll just make a prediction. Many of our agents in our company are going to have the best year they've ever had in 2023. And I love it. That's why we show up every day. The consumer wins, we win, and there we go. There we go. There we go. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, interest rates, by the way, you mentioned that, Renee. As of last Thursday, Stephen Thomas mentioned rates at 5.99%, lowest they've been since last September. Keep in mind, they were up well over 7%, 7.3 something in October. Now, very close to 6-ish. The trend is likely to go down. And John mentioned there's a lot of people feeling that rates are going to trend down, of course, with economic realities of recession talk. Every cycle we've ever had, rates have gone down, in recessionary times. And Renee, that just validates everything you're talking to your clients about. So thank you for taking time to share. I mean, I think it's helpful for everybody, and what we can accomplish as a team is absolutely extraordinary. One of the greatest gifts of life is I can learn from other people's experience instead of having to go figure it out all on my own, and the power and value of a team.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, Renee. All right, who looks like we have Sue from Sotheby's Concierge Auctions. And Sue, go ahead.
Hi there, team. This is Nkosi. I am Sue had to jump. I'm with Sotheby's Concierge Auctions. I want to first apologize for not being on video, as I'm having some difficulties with my camera this morning. But my name is Nkosi. I am the project manager here on the ground. Sue is our business developer. And so I'm here on the ground working day to day with Sean, attempting to get 356 and 358 Dahlia Place sold. And so just wanted to say thank you as well, John, for that great introduction. You made a great note just for those who are new to concierge auctions. You can essentially think of us as a tool. My team and I, our platform, can be considered another tool in your toolbox, really for unique properties such as this. And so just a little bit of what we've got going on. We've got a no reserve, no minimum bid auction taking place here at 356 and 358 Dahlia Place. And so just a little bit of background on what exactly a no reserve auction is for those who don't know. A no reserve auction is essentially how it sounds. There is no reserve, no minimum bid that needs to be met for the property to sell. Of course, our seller has an out the day prior to the auction. Nonetheless, I can assure you that my sellers here are quite motivated to move on from this property. But that's what we have. No reserve, no minimum bid. And the biggest thing is we're in an attempt to find market value for wherever these two properties might land. And so as you can see here, the dates are March 9th and March 16th with the bidding open and bidding closing. As for our auctions, we typically like to allow 6 to 7 days for the bidding to take place. And so that is what we've got going on. And then very simple. I just want to go over just very high level things today. In order for your client to participate, let's say you have a client that has interest in these two properties. Of course, I guess we'll take a step back. We have a co-broke. It's a fully protected co-broke. You can think of it just like a traditional transaction. Here, it's 2.5%. And so 30 days post gavel. And so 30 days from the 16th of March, it will close. And so it truly is. I've heard it time and time again. I've been doing this for about 5 years. And after quite a few auctions, it's wow, that was quite easy. That was it. And so it's very, very simple. It's really just about putting it in front of your clients. That's the biggest thing. And so in terms of getting your clients to register to participate, very, very simple. We've got 2 registration documents, as you can see here. I've got those here with me, and they're pretty much entail what us as an auctioning firm have to commit to, and your buyer as well. And so just essentially just the legal terms and conditions of the auction. And so those are that's the first step. And then the next step, if you want to click our next slide. These are the two final steps here. It's a fully refundable $100,000. This is a bidder deposit that is held with Fidelity National, our third-party escrow account. And essentially, this deposit is, required just so that we have qualified individuals that are participating in the auction. As of course, we don't want any foul play, and so we go through these two final steps pretty much just to entail that all these individuals have the wherewithal to complete the transaction. And then as you see, the final step is a bank letter / pre-approval letter. We do allow financing. Of course, a majority of our buyers are cash, but financing is allowed. And so those are the steps in order to get any client that has interest in this no reserve auction to participate. And then lastly, here, this is our starting bid incentive. For some of you guys, you might know that with a luxury auction, there is what you can consider our quote unquote fee if your buyer were to win the property, okay? And this is what we call our buyer's premium. This is a 12% fee that is added on to the final gavel price. And so as you can see here, I'll let you guys go through these examples on your own time, but just high level, if your buyer were to win at $6 million, they would then pay a buyer's premium on top of that. Okay, and this is to say they were not registered prior to the auction. One of the biggest things that we offer is our starting bid incentive. Okay, it's a 6% credit. And so this is saying if you have a client that has interest in a property of ours and they would like to bid, we offer them a 6% credit stating if your client is fully registered prior to the auction open. And for this one, prior to the auction open is pretty much up until the 8th, then they qualify for a 6% incentive on their starting bid. Okay. And so, of course, the math varies, but it essentially takes that buyer's premium and cuts it in half. Of course, once again, it varies on the exact numbers, but all in all, your buyer receives a significant credit with registering prior to the auction. And so I get that concern quite a bit. If your client is interested, I see the 12% fee. How do I get around that? It's simple. Let's just get them registered prior to the auction open, and they essentially cut that fee in half. And so there's that, and we can go on to the final slide. And then important dates, as I had briefly just been touching on. The most important upcoming date here is we're still about a month out from it on March 8th. And this is our starting bid 6% incentive deadline. And so essentially, up until the auction opens, your client has an opportunity to register for the incentive. But once the auction opens on the 9th, that incentive is null and void. And so it is essentially a 12% fee that is required from all bidders after the 9th. And then, of course, the 9th, the auction opens. For bidding, for your knowledge, all the bidding is displayed online. This is a very, very transparent transaction. And so you can see all the bids as they come in from lowest up to highest. And this is all in live time up until the 16th. And then our final slide is essentially, are there any questions? I know I ran through a bit there.
I just wanted to add a couple of things before we have any questions. And thank you for sharing and having the deck this morning. And thank you for all the hard work. I called you guys, you're like the Navy SEALs of real estate.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's helpful to understand that when Sotheby's bought Concierge Auction, what that brought to the table, which by the way is not available to Sotheby's agents, I find that very interesting, but is the 800,000 database of all the people who buy expensive art in New York, in the Sotheby's art auction in New York. So in other words, Dahlia is benefiting from a database of slightly over 1 million. Concierge already had 200,000. The Sotheby's art division has 800,000. And then it's also included in what they call a global sale. So they take this group of houses that they have in the auction platform. They could literally travel around the world promoting these. And then Dahlia will be auctioned live in the art house in New York on March 7th. So, I mean, guys, this is way cool, right? And, I've got clients that have bought, I have one client, he bought $100 million piece of art in that building in New York. And so when I talked to him about this, he's like, oh, this is awesome. And, the other thing I like about this is I don't have to spend a dime on the marketing of Dahlia. Once these guys came in, they promote it. They've got 2 people there on the ground every day. One is running around to real estate offices, talking to all the agents, making sure they're aware of the opportunity. The other one's in the house holding it open every day and fielding, just this incredible buyer pool of leads that's coming through the funnel. So these guys are Navy SEALs. I mean, there is so much that goes on in these 45 days of prep and marketing and action on the ground. It's really unbelievable. And it doesn't cost you a dime. So you have a listing or you're trying to get a listing. I mean, there's a lot of expireds right now that you guys could, go after. And, those people didn't have success or a little bit exhausted. They're reading some of the real estate news and you go to them with this and say, hey, I'll list your property. I'll also bring these guys in. We'll get it done in 60 days. And there's nothing like it. And it's a real opportunity for you to expand on your business this year. And I'm excited about it. I'm obviously using it myself. Plan on doing 52 of these this year. And you can too. There's no reason any one of you guys can't jump on board with this. So sorry to interrupt, but we'll open it up in case anybody wants to throw a question in the chat.
Got it. Well, it seems to be there's no questions. Nonetheless, as you guys can see, my phone number is there. If you missed that, you can reach out to Sean. But I've got open house, as John mentioned, I've got open house every day from 1 to 4. And so if you're in the area and haven't seen these units, please would love for you to stop on in. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Kosi, I have a question. Where do clients register? What is your website or?
Yes. And so your clients will register with me, but they can view all the diligence documents, pictures and videos online. And our website is I will put it in the chat, but it's casotheby's.com. And so, like I said, I'll put that in the chat here. But that's where they can view all of the property details and documents.
Okay, great. And I will email a copy PDF of your slideshow to everyone as well for your information.
Amazing.
Nice job, Nikosi. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we did get a question from Angelo that I think is important. He says, is this totally different from our agentinc platform? Great question. So everyone go to agentinc.co, scroll down to real estate, you'll see these auctions are on there. If you click to bid, it'll take you into the Sotheby's auction platform, and it takes you right into Sotheby's website. And so we are co-branding these auctions, and because I'm on the board, we get some special incentives. Which, if you guys are going after a listing, please talk to me. We've got kind of a special package deal. And the cool thing is that we've got some business flowing back to us from Sotheby's with homes that are under their luxury price point. Come back into our auction, things that they reject, and also yachts and jets, which they don't handle. So you've got a wonderful relationship with these guys, and I'm telling you, what they have is very, very, very powerful. So it's just a wonderful. I like the word tool that you have in your toolbox to get listings that can marketing that can outmuscle anybody else's proposal. So all of you have access to this. So great question, Angela. Did I answer it for you? Anybody else? All right. Hey, Mike, are you next?
Yeah. Hey, guys. I want to just comment on a couple of things today, and excuse my voice. I seem to be losing it. Number one is that I personally have done a lot of auctions. I've done almost 10 auctions successfully. I started with them during the downturn in the 208, 209, 210. And they were phenomenally successful. But let me explain. Let me explain something that is going to be very simple, and that is that the auction platform is the greatest marketing differentiator in an over-inventoried market that you could possibly have. Let me repeat that. It's the greatest marketing differentiator you could have, because in the eyes of the seller, they're getting more exposure to people who otherwise would not be pulled off the sidelines. And in the eyes of the buyer, they're getting a greater opportunity to buy something at a fair value. And so it's a phenomenal platform. And so please don't hesitate if you're having a hard time selling a listing, or if you have something that needs to be differentiated, use the platform. They're phenomenal. I've used them successfully. John's used them successfully. And I can't stress enough how important they are in the marketing of real property. The only other thing I wanted to touch on with respect to statistics is that the whole reason that we look at these statistics is not for the sake of the statistics themselves, but it is for the sake of establishing a strategy that can be a winner for both the buyers and the sellers. The statistics lead to a conclusion and lead to a strategy. So if you're in a very highly inventoried market where you have fewer buyers than you have sellers, that tells you that you have a strategy that you have to price in order to be the next sale. If you have a market where you have more buyers than you have sellers, then that leads to a strategy of pricing upward where you think the market's going to go. So what we have right now is we have a market that if you're talking to either a buyer or a seller, you have the ability to tell them that we have a balanced market. If you're a seller, you're not giving your property away today because there isn't enough inventory where you have to do a reverse auction and lower your prices. If you're a buyer, you can be confident that the prices that tomorrow aren't going to go down because the inventory levels aren't going up fast enough to create downward pressure on pricing. But it's all strategic in how you talk to people. And that's going to give them confidence to not only make the decision today, but also confidence in you to lead them to a successful transaction. And so guys, just keep that up, keep your finger on that pulse, but keep in mind it develops your strategy in order to be successful. That's all I have. I love all you guys. Keep up the great work. And I'm excited when we have down markets because we can absolutely prevail. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike. Christine?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I guess I just have a couple of things. It was mentioned. So if you go to Agent Elevated, to the right top corner of the site is our Agent Media library. So if you click there, the videos are there for you to watch. So I encourage everyone to, if you, even if you attended, but if you did not, if you missed John's Corner, it's available there. It's definitely provides a lot of information. Within the PDF that was provided, there's links that you can copy and paste and do more research that John mentions. So definitely check that out. And then also last week we had Fred Wilson, and he provided a full hour of valuable information, a lot of nuggets for everyone here to take advantage of. And even if you attended, it's great to rewatch it, so that you can also find that in our Agent Elevated library. And there's a lot of other videos. Again, if you're not familiar, get comfortable with Agent Media, make it a habit to go and check out, because everything that we do, including today, will be hosted. So right there, Layla, thank you very much. You can see Agent Elevated Media Room, click there, and then all of our library of our videos are housed there. So check those out. And then the dates for 40 Days of Farming, we just had that last week. That's also there. And then you see the future dates. February 27th, John will be back for 40 Days of Farming. We ended with chapter 7. So we're excited to hear from John for 40 Days of Farming. So that's all I have. And then I know Mortgage was on here, but they weren't participating. I believe, look for an invitation. They have trainings coming up, and there's one more for new agents on February 5th. And then at the end of the month, they have a number of trainings starting February, March, April, May, moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. And Dylan Keatle, are you on? I thought Dylan might be on our.
No, he had to cancel last minute. He had an appointment.
Okay. Dylan and Patty, who are heading up Agent Mortgage, are such a breath of fresh air. They are available. They are so knowledgeable. It's just a pleasure to work with them. And, you know, back to part of the dynamics of the support you need to grow in a challenged market. Boy, I had a lender like Dylan and Patty back in the day in a just challenged market. And I would say to my clients, if so-and-so can't get you a loan, there's no loan available for you. And whatever they tell you, you can take it to the bank. They're not going to change their mind and come back at the end and go, oh, gee, I thought we could do it. Now we can't. You know who benefited? And this was a process over years in a down market. You know who benefited the most? Well, the client benefited because they got the best the market could give them, and all the promises were honored, and they closed on time and all. But you know who benefited? Me. I look like a hero because I connected my clients with an entity that just performed spectacularly time after time. And that's what Dylan and Patty are doing for us. And so just so you know, my goodness, a resource. As John knows, we've been looking for the right people to head up a mortgage company that we desire to grow really nationally and if not beyond. And it's not easy to find the right people, and we're so excited to have them. I just wanted to close with a quick marketing update. Katie, who is our graphic designer, is absolutely amazing and doing incredible work. She's shorthanded right now. So we are looking to hire another amazing marketing person. She's shorthanded. I've been managing real estate operations for 25 years. And I mean, I'd have to stop and count the number of operations. And always as a part of growth and evolution in life is staff changes happen. And Lauren Phillips, whom we love and are so proud of, has moved on to another opportunity. We love her. We thank her for all she's done for our company as we've been in the formative stages. And we wish her all the best. And at the same time, we're excited to hire another amazing person to support you. But I want to give you an update on that. So with Katie, who's absolutely incredible. She's a little overwhelmed right now. So just FYI, understand that, because it may take a little longer than we'd like to get some materials out. But tell you, our support team for the agents with this company, from John and Mike on down, and Layla every day, and Katie and Shiva with all the transaction management support and insight that everything's perfect. It's just the best core team I've ever worked with in all my years. And I love that. You can't train people to be passionate about supporting you, the agent. I learned that years ago. You can't do it. You have to bring together people that have that passion and that respect for you, and show up every day to put some wind in your sails, knowing that you got wind in your face every day out there fighting the battles in the marketplace. And so thank you to our incredible support team, and we're gonna move forward in a very exciting way. That's all I have. John, anything for the good of the order, or Mike? Or is this a wrap?
No, I think it's a wrap, Scott. I mean, I'm just, like I said, we're taking it to the next level this month, and just can't wait to share some really exciting announcements and great news that you're all going to absolutely love. So best to each and every one of you. Let's make this year our very, very best. And thanks for tuning in.
And I have to say, on the support side, I missed one of our very, very, very critical and so valuable members of our support, who really is kind of a poster child as far as her passion to support you, the agent. And that's Christine Sanchez. And because she's doing so many things and wearing so many different hats, I just didn't think about her in one specific role. But Christine, thank you. I mean, and what you add to our support group is amazing, with all of your background and experience, having supported literally thousands of agents. And so thank you all.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks everybody for being on this call. And
Scott, John, I just have a question. I just thought of a client that might be a candidate for auction. What is my first step, other than letting them know? What do I send them so that they can study it more? Is there like a link package or a brochure?
That is a wonderful question. Great question. So I have a couple of emails that have probably 15 links in them.
Okay.
So anybody that's got, an expired they want to go after, Paul, you and I are going after a big one in Corona Del Mar. We'll start with a phone call. We'll follow up with this email that's got all these links. Then we have marketing materials. We've actually got magazines and all kinds of things to follow up with. So we just come to me if you need help nailing down an auction. Bring it to me and I'll help you. Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. We're moving forward. And as always, we're available anytime, not just at a sales meeting, to help and support in any way. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.